Well, the loss of the culture of the Indians, well, it wasn't a loss. It was taken away from them. The children were, if they weren't out and out, abducted from their families. In many cases, particularly for older children, their families were told, you won't get what you need from the government, from the federal
Mm,
government, if you don't give us your children. Because in truth, at the point that the Indian education system began, the government had come to understand that to take over the land that was here in America, they were going to continue to lose battle after battle after battle to the indigenous tribes that were here. They were fighting not just for their land, but for their lives, their lifestyle, their livelihood, everything. And that was very expensive
mm,
for the federal government. And so what they realized was someone was smart enough to go in and say, if we can't beat them on the battlefield, let's educate them out of wanting to live like they live.
mhm.
Let's turn their children into people like ourselves so that we don't have to keep fighting them. And so for me to see that and to understand that there were, as a teacher, I saw it so many times, there were parents who never questioned what we talked about with our children and our students in class, as long as we weren't calling them to come get them because they were in trouble, or if we weren't calling them to let them know about an award. A lot of parents were just content. And I think, in a way, I was thankful for COVID because it opened the world's eyes to what was going on, and it made parents begin to realize how important it was for them to be involved in their children's education. What they were being taught, how they were being taught, was this a critical thinking lesson? Were their children coming out being able to make judgment calls about things, or were they just being told, yeah, memorize this and you'll do well on the test? So for me, this particular era, because it was part of our family, because I knew the stories, I knew what had happened, and I was raised with a great reverence for the native cultures, and
Mm,
hated to see the loss and the tragedy that still is impacting so many of those people today,
yeah.
because they've not been given the opportunity to overcome that trauma that they suffered at those
Mm.
times.